Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day today. So today we are doing a reasonably big house that's kind of English country-esque type of thing. You'll see as we actually go into it. I have no idea what I'm going to call this build at the present moment, but it's a big old house. It's quite old, kind of has some interesting features and stuff that we'll see as we go on. I kind of just had an idea of having a double garage outside and I was just like, I want to build a house with a double garage, and I'm just gonna go from there. So we are starting with the double garage, which I wanted to be like the oldest part of the lot, as we can call it, and it's supposed to be like a converted barn or some sort of outhouse that kind of was already there when the other part of the house was built. So it's all made of stone. It has a thatch roof. I kind of added fences on the top of the second floor and took away the flooring so you can see them when we actually get into furnishing that part of the build. But it's kind of supposed to be really old, and it's a fun skill building space as when we get to that part near at the end. But I thought it was wanted to do something that had a few different dimensions to it and something a little bit more interesting and different. We've got a driveway at the front as well, which I wanted to include, obviously, because if we've got a double garage, we clearly have a driveway as is the rule. So we've got a nice big driveway, and I actually put a fountain in the middle, so it's kind of made it a little bit like a roundabout. I don't know how well that would be to maneuver. I did put some like live edit objects, cars at the front for a bit, and then I took them off because they look silly. But to the scale of the thing, it actually would work, I think, as a little roundabout. But it is a fun, nice, like courtyard feeling space in the end, because it's enclosed by a lovely L-shaped building. Because I was just like, oh, what's a fun space? We're not using a humongous lot, because I'm using the 50 by 40 one in Newcrest, because I haven't built anything in this world yet, because I keep having to change build worlds constantly because they get filled up, and it's like another save, another load of builds. But I thought it was quite interesting doing like a building that actually wrapped round the front and made it sort of nice, like welcoming, open, like an entrance way. You come up to the courtyard, you can see everything and have a look at the pond and stuff. Kind of wanted to make it like a grand entrance, but not too grand, not like castle grand or anything like that. So we're kind of going for a style that's quite like dark woods, but we've got some like light woods going on with the windows, just to kind of contrast with the greys and the stone and stuff, and kind of they try to encapsulate the outbuilding by having stone little out bits and bay windows and stuff on the actual build. And on the end here, I thought it would be quite fun to have our fireplace, because obviously you have to have a fireplace for when it gets around to winter. Obviously it's autumn now, as it is October, so we must get into the spooky spirit, turn up our radiators, get our pumpkin spice lattes, and enjoy the season to its full potential. And they do some landscaping out the back, but obviously this lot, you'd need like a huge lot to get the full effect of what this house probably would have. You can imagine some like rolling down nicely mowed lawn that goes on for a few acres and behind this house. That's what it would be like if it was actually a real house. But I did the layout off camera, of course, because it was a fiddly one, and I wanted to do something special in the entranceway to signify how old this building might actually be. So when we go that way, we will see how grand and ridiculous it is. It's a little bit over the top for this house, but I think it kind of works. So this is our living room. We're using some of the cats and dogs like wingback sofas and armchairs and stuff as well. Going through some like older vibes in here with some of the furniture and making it kind of somewhat decorated, but going over the top, kind of trying to use more like fancier stuff, sort of a more genteel vibe, not going too extreme, and going a little bit more country and a little bit more like a nice elderly couple may have been their old family home that they've kind of still have, but it's only the two of them now, but their kids come around and visit, so they've still got their old bedrooms upstairs and stuff like that. So you can kind of that sort of vibe I was going for. So it's a little bit different than a nice modern or just normal family home. We've got a few more expensive things about the place and flowers and all sorts of things. Lots of open space in this build as well. I tried to make it quite like see a Sims can maneuver about a bit, which is not something that I normally think about. Normally I'm like, let's cram in a load of stuff, but this one I wanted to be nice and spacious, and you can kind of get a nice flow through. This is our huge kitchen, which I decided to like wrap around the back bay window, which makes it really interesting. And we've got an island in the middle, which I actually use for like the cooker and stuff, so you can kind of get some modern vibes in the house, but it's still definitely very traditional stuff like that. We've got coffee makers, coffee machines, and all sorts of stuff like that, because kind of split it into 4 areas actually. So we've got like the washing up stuff at the back by the window, and then we've got the teas and coffee makers on the other side, and then we've got the cooking on the island, and then sort of your storage and like prep space actually off to the side where like the microwave and stuff like that is. And I wanted to add some island seats on there as well, so you can sit and do some work or whatever, just to make it feel a little bit more homely and stuff. Go for very like white counters and stuff like in here, because we've got a very dark floor, so I needed some like neutral colours to not interject to like, I can't think of the word. Oh, this always happens. Like contrast, that's the word, contrast with our dark woods and stuff. I also added in a little pet area, so if you've got like a dog, family dog, or some cats, they can snuggle up by the fire. We've got 2 pet bowl feeding stations. I also put one of the pet beds up in one of the bedrooms as well, so you can share the space a bit. And off to the side we have a space for our fridges. It's so good with words today. We have a space for 2 fridges, so they're tucked out of the way, and then we also have a laundry room as well off the kitchen, so we have all our utilities kind of nicely tucked away out of sight, and it gives you like a dedicated space, so they're kind of not cluttering up the kitchen with like unnecessary things. So cooking in the kitchen, and then we've got all the other stuff off to the side. It's quite a nice little room, especially as we've got the stairs and stuff. So this is our grand entrance hallway, and we have using the stairs in an L shape on both sides, so they mirror each other and they go up to a landing, so it's like cut out, as we might be able to see when I start moving the pillars and stuff, that there's actually a cutout, so the pillars match up with things. So it's a very grand space, obviously able to tuck certain things under and behind the stairs to hide them away. We've got one of the parenthood boards where the shoes are kept as well, so they're kind of got some stuff about, but they're kind of able to hide it away a bit more out of sight from guests plants and stuff, so it looks tidy and like grand, but there are some human elements to this build, and I thought it'd be really cool to have a really big tapestry. I picked the autumn one as well because obviously it is autumn, so we have that on the stairs, and that's like one of the main features as you walk in and look up the stairs, which we'll see in the screenshots. It looks so cool. And you can sit in there as well, so it's another like chill space. We've got some leads and stuff on the wall and some storage stuff for coats and things like that about the place, just making it somewhat useful. In the front room here we have a library area, so it's our little study, so if your Sims want to go into a space that's a little bit more quiet and a little bit more away from everyone else, there's a nice study area. So one is specifically for writing and the other one has, which is the old writing desk that you have to unlock, and then the other one is a little bit more modern and it has the computer on, and we have a little fishbowl and stuff as well. And I thought it'd be quite nice to put the little like country, I think it's a milk jug with the flowers in on a little stool in the corner, just to add something something in the corner as well. And this room is carpeted, so it's a bit more cozier. Next to that we have our main downstairs bathroom. It is completely the opposite side to like the living space, but it sort of works, and we've got a nice big space in here to do quite a few different things. So we've got like the built-in sinks and stuff instead of having freestanding ones. We've got a bath and a shower, and we also have one of the older toilets as well, but not the expensive one because that one is super expensive, but it's a nice open light space for a bathroom. And I had to glitch the curtains through the things because there's not a single like curtain that you can use just to put over the top, but it's quite a generic bathroomy room. And then the back there where I've put the bar area, this is our formal dining area, so if you've got guests coming around they don't have to like traipse all through the house, so they kind of just stay in one particular area. It'd be quite fun to have this build as like a guest house or something like that. If we could actually do like hotels and stuff like that, it'd be quite fun to make some of the bedrooms upstairs into ones that were for guests instead. I kind of thought that I was building around, so you'd have like proper little guest dining room and stuff like that, and you could change some of the rooms downstairs into bedrooms as well. So in here we can see our landing area. We've got 2 fireplaces either side, and we've got some more seating areas about the place as well. Lots of seating areas. So on the right side as we're looking now is where all the like kids bedrooms are, and then on the other side is where there are 2 master bedrooms. One has an ensuite and the other one has the main upstairs bathroom in it, so you can kind of pick which one you think is the more master bedroom. I did do one of them off camera because I was being distracted and needed to focus a little more on this build because I had to keep pausing and answering stuff as I was doing it. But this is our first master bedroom. It has the fireplace in it that mirrors kind of the one that we've got in the hallway, because I wanted to make sure that where we had fireplaces we had kind of double ones, just to make it a little bit more realistic to how a fireplace would actually be. Then I remembered that we had the big like grandfather clock, so I was like, that would fit in perfectly in this build. Quick put it everywhere. Literally everywhere, so that was kind of funny. We're making a little vanity. We've got lots of dark woods and use the cats and dogs like poster bed with a little homemade duvet, which I thought was quite cute for this kind of style of home. We've got some more seats because when in doubt, throw a nice chair in the way. I thought that the rug was quite nice, having the red tones with the warm chestnutty tones of the other furniture. So this is our first kids bed. This one has a little 4-poster bed in it, so it's kind of a middle childy bedroom, so it's not too old or not too young. So I've kind of done 3 different stages, so kind of any type of sim could move in. And then at the back here we have an older sim that it's got a little bit more minimal in this bedroom because they kind of have their own style. They've got their own laptop and stuff like that, and a few like musical stuff about the place. And kind of, you imagine they got rid of all their like dark wood stuff, and it's like, I want to go to IKEA and get my own stuff. So that is what is the inspiration for this room is. This one also has carpet in it as well. All the bedrooms have carpet just to make it a little bit more cozy, because it's a bit cold waking up with the wooden floor, and obviously making sure there's enough clutter about the place as well, and a few like writing music in their mess. And in the middle bedroom we have a sort of younger child's bedroom, so there's a few toys in here and a few like of the younger kid paintings and pictures. I think like the animal pictures I put in. I was trying to fit in the doll's house because it's huge and trying to fit it in, so messing around with the layout, making sure they've got bookcases and all sorts of stuff like that. So this is definitely on the younger scale, but kind of sandwiched in between the two bedrooms. And it's very blue and white as well, because it's kind of, imagine it's a little bit because they're younger, having some more newer furniture. Perhaps they picked some stuff up while they were at IKEA with the other one, trying to redecorate their bedroom. All the walls in this build are actually white because it kind of gave a nice contrast for the rest of the build. So this is in the top of the garage area, so we've got a nice big skill building place. So we've got a art studio-esque thing down the end, and then we've got a flower arranging table and a woodworking table that I kind of put together to kind of represent them being the same thing. So we've got a few easels, we've got a DJ thing as well, and a punch bag and a performance area, so you can kind of imagine that you can bring friends over or have parties and stuff like that. And this is where we go around and debug the entire build, because I thought I'd leave it till last because I'm always flicking through the window and stuff. So we've got two nice cars in the garage area. I was trying to find some like gardening stuff to put in the back, so I put some of the like a wheelbarrow, some crates, and some of the like Hoover things that you have for various different like gardening levels. And I think one of them's the scanner or the like harvester for the things in Strangerville, but I was like, it kind of works. I also put some post things out the front to kind of finish the ends of the fence, and I also add in one of the gates that's in the debug menu as well afterwards. Also, we have rakes and shovels and stuff, which I thought was quite cool to put in there, kind of like just dumped some of their gardening tools in the back. And we have like a utilities space as well with like the power and the plumbing and all sorts of stuff, so kind of keep that in there, trying to make it somewhat realistic to life. We've got some recycling wheelie bins as well in there, because it's a shame we don't have ones for recycling or ones that are for like normal rubbish. Should definitely do that. Obviously adding some greenery about the place, because you have to make it look as though it's been there for quite a while, especially as I imagine it to be quite an old build. So I'm kind of trying to do it in strategic places where there's kind of gaps between windows, and trying to make it look interesting. And where we got like the plants that grow up the side of the wall, having the like more plantage about the place. On the more flatter the flatter walls, I've added some little shade roof things just to make it look a little bit more interesting, and drain pipes, obviously, because it's spring, so we need some some drain pipes about the place. So we've got a little barbecue and some lounge chairs. They actually moved down to the bottom because I put a pool in as well, because I was like, we need a pool. So the little table and the lounge chairs swap places, and we've got an area for gardening, which I haven't actually filled up with plants and stuff. And we have a laundry thing and some beehives as well around the corner. So the garden is kind of like split between two different areas. So the main back bit is kind of like the fun family area, and then off to the side by the garage we've kind of got a more chill zone with our bees and our washing, and like a little bit more overgrown and natural part of the garden, whereas the front and the side and the front part is a little bit more cottagey garden-esque type thing. And we got put some of the fairy lights about the place because I thought it needed a little bit of something just to finish off the deck area, even though it's not a deck because it's paved, but the paved area at the top. And we've also got some new spotlights at the back as well, just to make it look a little bit more dramatic. The pool's not very like wide, so I kind of thought it was a lap pool more than an actual like fun one. So we've got some overgrown like wildlife grass area under the big tree in the back of the corner. I do love that big tree that's in the debug menu. We need some really kind of fills a gap that there's like a space between the garage and the back of the house that tree kind of fills in. So we've got some smaller trees and some like larger, thinner birch trees to kind of interject between everything else. We got a nice top-down view of me placing all the different bushes about the place, because we need to make a lovely bordered garden for the side of the house. You can actually get in the side of the house because I put a gate out the front there's a proper gate, so you can actually use it. And lots of flowers. You can't really walk between the front and getting down the side path. Is kind of implied that you can't. So here are our screenshots so you can see the layout of the house, and obviously the room that I didn't furnish. And here is our grand hallway, our study, a bathroom downstairs, our dining room, some more hallway, our kitchen breakfast area, some more kitchen, our laundry room, and our living room, and then some more upstairs because we got a little bit obsessed, and our master bedroom, our other bedroom, it's a little bit cozier, and then our kids' bedroom. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give it a like, and if you'd like to see any more builds, then feel free to subscribe, and hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye.